Hey everybody, Bill Sparks from Gilead Ministries, and I'm here today to spend some time with Rachel Creech, one of our newest volunteers, and looking forward to spending a few moments getting to know more about why she volunteers with Gilead Ministries. So as we spend a few minutes together, I hope it's helpful for you to know what's going on here at Gilead, as well as why individuals enjoy coming and spending time and volunteering. So, Rachel, first off, just tell me what happened that you initially got to learn about Gilead Ministries.
Well, I think initially it started because my husband and you and his whole family went back a long, long way. And then I think I just got a little more involved in trying to, I don't know what the word is, rebuild my faith, strengthen it.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about the conversations that we had. I know you talk about wanting to rebuild your faith. So talk to me a little bit about those conversations.
Well, I think it initially started like I've always had my faith, but during our conversations, that I haven't been to church in a long, long time. But I think with the death of my grandmother and then a year later, a death of a really close friend, it just kind of makes you kind of sit back and reevaluate everything and say, it's time.
Yeah.
What can I do to,
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just knowing your background and with just your background in general, background with my husband's family. And I don't feel like that you're judgy or anything. So you allow me to express and feel and learn and,
Okay, cool. Good, cool. So through that process of stuff, we began having conversation about something that was going on here at Gilead Ministries. Specifically, you had received the emails with the prayer requests in them. And so let's just start with when you received the prayer list each week, what went through your mind as you read the names that were on the prayer list?
I don't know if this is... You hate for it to be the circumstance that brings us through, but I think one of the big things for me is it helps me to keep my life in perspective that I could have it a whole lot worse. And then I would catch myself, not to say one person's any better than the other, but there would be maybe a few names that just really, for whatever reason, just jumped out at me. So I'd really focus on what's going on with this one, what's going on with this one.
Okay. And so as time went on, we had talked about this before, was one of our volunteers wasn't able to come and do the prayer list on a regular basis because of her own personal health issues. And so what happened over time when you recognized, gosh, this prayer list isn't coming regular?
Yeah, I think it may have taken me a little while to realize I wasn't getting it. I think half of because for whatever reason, half your emails go to my junk file, even though I keep putting them back. But it just kind of made me miss getting those and see what's going on with other people and try to, think about these other lives. And if I was missing it, I couldn't have been the only one that was missing it. So then that's when I reached out and was like, well, I could probably help out a little bit,
Cool.
help Betty out.
Yeah, yep. As time went on, obviously, Betty, who was doing it previously, is no longer able to do it. And so I asked Rachel if she would have stepped up to the plate and do it on a regular basis. And so far, what has been your experience with doing the prayer list?
I've definitely learned about a lot of new cancers and diseases and what they are. It's kind of weird. You don't know these people, obviously, but when you see one has died, it still just kind of tugs on you a little bit, even though you don't know, but you still feel for them and you feel for their family. And it's kind of crazy. And then I think the other ones that really get me is these little kids. And then there's some people, they're lucky after one time, but there's others that keep fighting and fighting and fighting. And it's pretty amazing because, I think a normal reaction or thought process would be, at what point do you just say enough is enough? But they keep fighting. They have their prayers and their faith, and it's kind of it's inspiring, really.
Good, good. Tell folks this is the easiest way to do it. And usually I just let the camera roll, and then I just clean it up when I'm all done. So, all right. Rachel, if you would take just a moment, and you kind of made a couple of comments about coming into the Gilead Ministries office. So tell everybody what it's like to hang out with us here at the office.
They jump up and down and get excited when I walk in. That's what happens.
Well, okay. I didn't realize that was happening. So.
No, actually, it's kind of crazy. I spent a lot of years working in the law office, so it kind of has made me miss the office atmosphere a little bit. So I kind of get a little bit of that back. Unfortunately, I haven't met a whole lot of people, but I kind of like getting to talk with you and Nancy and Teresa. And I have to be honest, it might seem like irrelevant, but Miss Nancy, I like checking out her daily fashion outfits. She is pretty slamming,
And matter of fact, you've had a few conversations. You guys have kind of hit it off pretty well, haven't you?
We have. I really do like Nancy a whole lot. I sure do.
Yeah. Yep. So to kind of wrap up what we've been talking about, what would you say to someone who would ask you, what's it like and why should I volunteer at Gilead Ministries?
It's a great organization, for one. Now this is where I'm on the spot.
It's okay. So if I ask you, why should I volunteer at Gilead with you? What would you say?
Because if you're lucky, you'll get to hang out with me.
That's a great reason. I can't think of a better reason. Just cut it off and be done.
There's obviously it's always good to help people that are less fortunate or in worse circumstances. I think Gilead, it has a lot of different things throughout the year that I think one could help with. Say if you're busy during the winter seasons, you've got things, I think, throughout the year, and you don't expect somebody to, volunteer 20 hours a week. If you've got 2 hours this week, great. If you got 10 hours in a couple weeks, that's great. And I just lost it.
That's okay. I do too. That's okay. All right. So let's finish with this then. Nice one, brain dead too. See, that happens on both sides of the aisle. So after your kind of wanting to see your faith grow, after kind of having that sense you wanted to kind of return to a faith that you had earlier, like you say, you had faith, but you wanted to kind of reignite it.
Yeah. That's a good word.
How do you feel right now about that change that you've made, that choice that you've made to reignite your faith?
It's been exhilarating. One of the things I've struggled with, and I still struggle with, is like saying a prayer for myself, because as we've discussed, I feel like I'm undeserving. But it's kind of crazy what really does happen when you do finally reach out. You get this sense of calmness that comes over you. As I said, I hadn't been to church in a lot of years, but I think I found one that's pretty good and suits me. It's not a large church. The pastor wears jeans in, so you don't feel like you've got to dress up and whatnot. So that's been nice. And my husband's actually has started joining me recently. I know that will probably end when mowing season starts, but it's almost been kind of nice to have something for me and him to kind of reconnect and do all over again. Oh, and my mom has started going.
Wow.
And she's not been in a long time, so it's been
great,
really cool.
Fantastic. Well, that's really good to hear. That's actually exciting for me to hear, and definitely very encouraging. So
yeah, if anybody has maybe the same fears, you don't feel like you want to be judged, or you don't like the large crowds, a very casual atmosphere, it's Imago Dei Church, ID for short, meets Sundays 10 a.m. at the Cinder Cafe downtown Marion.
Right, cool. That's fantastic. Well, Rachel, thank you for taking time today and sharing with us. Really appreciate hearing from you. And I hope all the folks out there have enjoyed Rachel's testimony and some of the things she's had to say about Gilead Ministries. And if you're looking for someplace to volunteer, we would love to have you come and join our team. Like Rachel said, we will find something lower impact sometimes on your time frame, but guarantee it will make a higher impact on others, right?
Oh,
all right,
an easy one, actually, that I learned about recently.
Yes.
That you guys start your Christmas cards right now.
Yes.
And, that's something you can take home and work on.
Yep, absolutely.
What do you
Make
need,
Christmas cards.
What is it? Did you say 3,800?
3,800 this year, yeah. Yep, we need 3,800 cards.
You can reach out and ask them about that. Get your kids involved.
Yep, fantastic. That'd be cool. Yep. That'd be a good reason, I said earlier, why to volunteer. There it is.
Yep.
So, yep. All righty. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Appreciate your time today. Hope you're enjoying your day. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.
Bye.